Hello out there tonight. How's it going? I'm at work, but I thought I'd just, I don't know, shoot up a little live stream just to say hello to everybody and take a little break. Hey, how's it going there tonight, Aussie? The back doing any better? Been thinking about you. Anyway, yeah, I'm hiking through the dark. I'll be getting into the light soon. Good deal. Yeah, I've been wondering how you've been taking care of your fish with your back being out. I know that can be an issue. I knew if my back was out, I couldn't do the amount of water changes I do. So, yeah, kind of one of those, lonely nights at work. I got like a half a block to myself. Anyway, let me pull up some light. So hello tonight. I know you're watching me in the dark. I'm about to make it light. Yeah, so my friends bought this beautiful building and they turned it into a space for children's education. And then they came to me and said, dude, you want to clean it? And I was like, not really. Not in the middle of the night. And they said, well, this is the price we'll pay. And I was like, oh, well, I think I'll become your nighttime cleaner guy. Yeah, so they gave me keys to this place. And yeah, I get to keep this nice place clean. So, but yeah, I really enjoy walking around. These windows are, well, totally stained glass. I know this is not like on the fish topic, but I don't know. I think it's hard for me to walk around such a beautiful building and not at least try to share it with people. So I'll just kind of walk slowly across all the beautiful stained glass. Not wild. They really took their time back then. To me, that's just amazing. And then this is, of course, leaded glass. And this was all redone 17 years ago. But this glass is from the 1930s. So getting up there, close to 100 years old. Yeah, I think some of my favorites are, well, since they don't have I forget what they call that space we were just in, but in the setting sun, yeah, this beautiful stained glass. Yeah, there's no way to really do this place justice without the light of day. Real quick little note, that is a choir balcony, and that is a choir balcony. So this is one of the few churches in the Northwest that had two choir balconies, and well, the reason, the pipe organ, I'll play the pipe organ for you guys. I don't play it very well, but all right, you guys, here goes nothing. I could do some really wicked stuff. Anyway, hopefully everybody is doing great tonight. Let me pause and see if I'm missing any awesome people. All right, I see Aquatics is here. Thumbs up. Aussie, Angelo. Morning to you, Angelo. Here, afternoon of Sunday. Where you at, Aquatics? A Sunday night here, Aussie. Good times. I think it's Sunday morning here, about 3 in the morning. Yeah, I guess that's right. Some of you are from the future now. Oh yeah, I don't know how to play a pipe organ at all. I should warn you guys. My boss, on the other hand, gets on here and is actually a doctorate of piano. He's like studied pianos for like 10 straight years, and he did get a doctorate. So yeah, he plays this thing and lights this space up. And what's crazy is he actually understands the acoustics of this building, so he'll play certain music differently because these pipes acoustically resonate differently. And he'll make this church sound amazing. And if tunes or tones or notes don't sound good, he'll edit them out. And that's what makes it sound amazing. It's not that his notes are so good as he says. He goes, it's just I don't play the notes that don't sound well in this building. Oh, look at that. The eye in the sky showed up. I wonder if we should play the Do You Know Where I'm At game. But I bet you if somebody were to take a photo on Google and ask Google where I'm at because of how, well, let's just say one of a kind these walls are, I bet Google would be able to guess. So, anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great night. Bye. 5:41 a.m. on a Sunday. That really probably means I should probably just get back to work. But I did want to take a little time out from my work, a little nice little break to just say hi to everybody and see how everybody was doing today. That is a great point, Ozzy. I don't know if he might sleep, but I'm pretty sure he sleeps with one eye open. We might have to debate that later on. Yeah, and that's a really good point too, Aussie. I hope everybody in Florida is safe, and I'm hoping that the hurricane loses some of its fury as it comes up north. Am I not being loud enough? Wait a minute here. I don't know how this thing works. Oh, wait, let me turn myself up. I don't know if that worked. All right, well, I might be louder now. Or maybe I'll just have to talk really loud. All right, I'll try to get my finger off the mic. Hey, how's it going tonight, Jordan? I had pizza on my mic. I don't know about that. Hey, how's it going there, Tam? Nice to see you could show up and join us. I was actually thinking about you about 10 minutes ago. I was on the upper floor of this place, and I was thinking it's hard to find uncopyrighted music on YouTube. And it's kind of annoying, and I was thinking I'm going to have to just start making my own music, or maybe, go borrow some of Tim's music. Some of your, personal tunes. We'll have to talk about that. I might need some intro music for my next video. But the bottom line of this, Tim, my buddies make these really cool cigar box guitars that actually sound pretty legit. 3-string. And he does them on the slide. And he puts pickups in them so he can amp them. And they sound pretty cool. So... Wow, it looks like my little stream in the middle of the night is filling up with some awfully fun people. I kind of get bummed when I do this because I know I can't do this for long because I'm gonna have to turn the vacuum on, and it's pretty hard to stream and vacuum at the same time. Plus, I don't think you guys would hang out very long. It's pretty boring. But I do want to mention this, now that there's so many people here. Fish-wise, I want to mention to people that I upped the flow of air into all my tanks. I added a couple extra pumps. I had a really strong pump, and I was pumping it in the 4 different tanks. And I feed my filters, my big foam filters. I have foam filters in all my tanks. They're all air-powered. Anyway, I decided to shoot double the air into them, so I guess they filter a little faster now, number one. It creates more flow in the tank, number two. And so there's more movement. So any of the bacteria that was on the bottom now has just a little more cycle action because there's more bubbles going up. Anyway, I added instead of splitting that air, now that super fast air pump only pumps in the 2 tanks, and another 2 tanks have their own pumps now. So yeah, I actually added 4 pumps into my room. So my room got a little louder, kind of annoying, but I think my fish within 2 days definitely showed an improvement. And I think my plants like that extra bit of flow because now they're have that twice the chance to get the nutrients they need. So I guess the big deal is, just having more flow and more change and more spin in my fish tank has worked out good. So if any of you guys are thinking about adding maybe a little higher power air pump, I'd say go ahead and do it and let me know if you guys experience the same awesome results. So there, that way I can say that at least I had a little bit of fishy chat in my stream tonight. All right, let me try to go into chat here and see what I've missed. Good deal. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. He has risen. Yes, that's a good point, Cop. So if you haven't subbed to, everybody in here is pretty awesome. And so if y'all don't know each other, you should go sub to everybody's channel. And all right, Tim, yeah, we'll have to get together on the music deal. I'll be live streaming soon. Good to hear that, Tim. That way we'll get together and have some more fun. And good to hear you got some new stuff. So good to hear you getting over the flu. That's good. Hopefully you got some nutrition in you. And nutrition definitely helps the body heal from, back stuff. Yeah, Tim, that's a good point. Just for me, yeah, it was a powerful air pump feeding 4 tanks, and I thought, I'll just make it feed 2 tanks and split it. And, now I definitely got the bubble sound in the room, but the fish, they're dealing with it. So, they're looking healthier. I think it makes them swim a little more, possibly, too, though, so they get a little exercise. See, so Aquatics is like, yep, your channel's awesome. Gonna sub to you. Also to Aussie. Yeah, 101, you got some good videos. Just sent for 250 liter per hour wave maker. Now that's got to be pretty cool. Get some, just get, anything I think anybody can do to get a little more flow into a tank, a little more change around. Anything to push, more oxygen to the bottom, because that's the biggest deal I think about is the bacteria in my tank. I'll get on to the fish real quick. The bacteria, the ones that really break down that ammonia and the really toxic stuff, they are an oxygen-loving bacteria. And number one, they need a flow of oxygen, which your fish are eating oxygen. And so you need to take a step up to provide that much more oxygen for those bacteria. And then You also want to provide enough flow so that the ammonia that's in the water has a chance to be captured by that bacteria. And then I forget the last gas, nitrate, but if there's flow in your tank, it allows it to gas off a little easier. A lot of people talk about not having a flat on the surface. You want to break that surface tension either by your water filter or by the bubble makers. But just make sure that you don't have smooth surface tension. Although this thing, not having a flat surface water increases the dehydration on top, so that's why a lot of people get a lid. I think 90% of the people get a lid to keep their fish from jumping out, though. That's probably a bigger problem than the loss due to evaporation. All right, let's see what I'm missing in chat. I think I'm talking too much. Good deal. People subbing up. Dan, let Nick the Dick know he was asking about up in the air. Yeah, that's just the bottom line. Just try to get more airflow through your tank. But I think for me, putting more airflow, I got more agitation of the water, and so there's more stuff moving around. And then I've got my filters, making sure that they're not, just making sure there's good flow through them, so that I do got a good cycle of water moving through my tanks. That also just helps feed my plants. I see Angelo is talking about up early for water changes. Yeah, water changes are important. I basically draw 4 5-gallon, those big, bottles, the Alhambra water bottle or whatever. Yeah, I got 4 of those in my kitchen, and I draw off the water. I leave it in my kitchen, and it comes up. Right now, my average house temperature is 78 degrees, so it takes about 24 hours for the water to get there. But yeah, I'll go drain off 20 gallons, boom, turn around and fill those back up, put the dechlorinator, mineralizer, and that other good stuff in there, leave them in the kitchen for 24 hours, so I make sure that the chlorine's got a chance to do what it needs. And anyway, bottom line, I'll empty another 20 gallons across my tanks. Some nights it's only 10, or I might take a break if everybody's looking healthy. But yeah, for me, I sit right now on 270 gallons of across 10 tanks. Well, like 12 tanks, but anyway, who's counting? Once you get over 10, you got a multi-tank syndrome problem. But what I look at is I got a lot of 10s and a lot of 20s and a 55 and a few 30s. And what's nice is I can get home and, I can pull, 3 gallons off of this and 2 gallons off of that, and boom, there goes, one of my 5s. I'll pull 5 gallons out of the 55, boom. Maybe I'll go, and I got the angelfish, and I definitely like to make sure they got a water change, so, 3 or 4 gallons, boom. And then across all these tanks, anything that's evaporated, there goes that other 2 gallons, and I might be turning around and, grabbing 2 gallons, because losing 10% or losing 1% of 200 and whatever gallons, that's what happens. So I'm automatically adding off of there, and I basically might end up with, I think water changes are important. So for me, I don't have to go to the 24-hour fitness because I'm lugging 40 pounds around all the time. Anyway, let's see what I'm missing in chat talking so much. Tim got a 180-gallon setup. I'll be showing you guys soon. Tim, can't wait to see the video on that. Holy great. Hey Tim, thanks for the love, bro. Definitely good. Definitely awesome. Yeah, just great that you're here, man. Pretty cool. People are always asking about you and what happened to your buddy, and Well, just playing the fantastic times we used to have on the live stream with you guys, and how much stuff we learned about fish. Holy moly. I mean, look at how nice my fish are doing. Shows you what I learned. Let's see, getting a 5x2x2 goldfish tank soon. Holy moly. Jordan, that'd be interesting to figure out how much gallon that is. Filtration on that. Somebody told me that on the goldfish, whatever, they have the inch per fish rule. They said to apply the 2 inches, the 2-inch rule to the goldfish, because they end up crapping twice as much. So somebody was like, remember, if you have a 5-inch fish, you need a 5-gallon tank. Well, if you have a 5-inch goldfish, treat it like a 10-inch goldfish and have like a 10-inch, a 10-gallon tank. I thought that was funny. But the bottom line, I guess, is that goldfish, since they're an old world carp, they don't process food as well. So their waste is like twice as nutrient rich as other fish's waste. So they really just make a mess. And I guess other fish are more efficient at digestion and don't have such nutrient-rich crap that fouls the water so quick. So, yeah, bottom line, double the filtration on that 5-foot by 2-foot goldfish tank. Cop wants to know how's the cowfish buffer and the other ones. Hey, by the way, Cop, we have to figure out how to send you some guppy grass. I want to figure that out. So I'll probably have to email you. Yeah, I'll have to get your email off you and write it down or something. I know you put it in the last chat, and I forgot to write it down. But I think it was aquariumcop@gmail.com. Let me see. Maybe you wrote it in here again. We'll figure that out. The blue goby is cool. I forgot the name. Yeah, you got some amazing looking fish. I just got to say, I got jealous when I saw Tim's saltwater tanks always looking so nice. And all the fun fish you had, Tim. Definitely cool. Jordan says, can't wait to get a goldfish. Yeah, they're messy. All right. Aquatic says he's going to lunch. Man, I have yet to go to breakfast. Then I told him you did and would let Nick know, and he was asking if he should. I'll double the air. I mean, yeah, you'll increase your evaporation, sure, but I mean, I guess you could get to a point where you're aerating your tank, but I think my fish are happy. All this talk, to let you know, Aquarium Cop, comes from Chris talking about adding the hydrogen peroxide with those little bubblers that really you're just adding pure oxygen to the tank. Yeah, that's a good point, Majestic. Tim, we'll get to hopefully see Angelo soon. It's kind of funny getting to go get the chow on. Yeah, I know. We'll have to dude. I think the bottom line is guppy grass. Mine just made my tank healthier because it allows bacteria to grow on the leaves, and I got some other fringe growing on those leaves, and I don't necessarily like the fringe, but I don't think it hurts anything. So I think it's just more bacteria to keep my tanks balanced. Plus my fish feed on that stuff. I split my water changes in 2 days. I have 14 fish tanks and a 40 bearded dragon tank. What? Oh yeah, multi-tank syndrome. Yeah, I wish. I might have to see the vet about it. I do all my water changes on Friday. I do 50% on my 20 and 80 on my 8 and 50 on my 4x. Wow, see, if you're doing a 50% on the 4x, yeah, the 4-foot by 2-foot by 2-foot, and you got goldfish in there, you should be pretty good. 439 gallons, man. Got me tanked out. That's got to be a crazy filter. 1350 or 3150 liter per hour. Wife is allowing Angelo one more tank, so it'll be a big one. So, hey, is it aquariumcop@gmail.com? Yeah, I think I got like 7,000 fish. I feel like it. Somebody was teasing me today because they're like, "Why are you always in such a happy mood?" And I says, "Dude, when I go to bed at night, I got like 200 angels floating above my feet." And they were like, "You're crazy, Dan. You're crazy." And I go, "No, I want to see a video." I said, "You think I'm lying?" And they're like, and I go, "I got literal angels floating right above my feet." And I says, "They're angel fish. They float in a 30-gallon fish tank. Really happy." The fish tank overhangs my feet. So right above my feet, I got, 200 angels. So of course I wake up in a happy, happy mood. I said, "Why would you not wake up and feed my angel fish?" They were like, "You're truly fucking crazy." Probably shouldn't say that. Oops. But that's what they said, so, Anyway, the bottom line is fish make me happy. Having people share their fish with me like you guys do makes me really happy. Fish bring joy into my life, and I really enjoy seeing how other people are doing their fish. So I think that's why it's really cool when I get to do the hangouts at my house and invite you guys into the hangouts, and then we get to tour Cops fish tanks. I was thinking about bringing a fish tank to the church, but I was actually at the Petco today, and I was looking at all the neon glow light tetras that they got, and the long skirt tetras, and I was like, man, I'm almost tempted to get a black light fish tank. And then I thought that'll just be over the top, and then I'll have to go down and buy the $5, a fish. And I thought, man, German blue rams look a little maybe cooler for me and my taste. But I thought as long as I get to look at Cops, glow in the dark fish, why would I get my own? I got yours to enjoy. So that's maybe just one less fish I have to own. Oh, the cichlids in the 4 foot by 2 foot 2 foot, not goldfish. The goldfish get a 5 by 2 by 2. Well, hopefully you super overfilter that. Yeah, I get to sit in a church and just chill. I feel pretty lucky to have this job. I mean, it's not like my boss is gonna show up at 3 in the morning and be like, "What are you doing?" I'll be like, "Well, I'm not sitting on a pew, live streaming around the world, talking about fish." Then he'd know I was crazy. It's already crazy enough that I work for him, but oh well. Goldfish will get 4,000 liter per hour filter and 25 water change every 3 days. Dude, that should keep them pretty happy. That's always, yeah, I really dig it when I hear that people are going out of their way to keep happy fish. I like to think that I go out of my way to try to keep happy fish with the amount of water changes. Like I said, I was at Petco today and I was looking around for what possible thing I could find to make my fish happier. It's out in the car and I'd have to go outside in the rain, and walk uphill. But I'll maybe have to make a video. They have these $2.50 huge black filters that you can put on the end of the intakes of your power filters. And I have like little foams, and one of them is fine foam, and this is like huge coarse foam. $2.50, two of them. So I got those, and then the second thing I got Seachem. Well, I can't remember the name of it. Stability or something. Or bottom line, it's not chemical, it's bacteria. And they said that there's different bacterias in there to ultra start a tank. Little bottle was $8. So it's got to be, Seachem. They got a pretty good product, I think. But I'm gonna go home and dose my fish tanks. And basically, I think I like to dose. I don't know, once a month. I like to just get a different bit of bacteria into my tank. I don't necessarily, when they say, hey, you're starting a new tank, dose, 10 capfuls every, day or some stuff. For me, I think I got a pretty good established bacteria, and I don't want to establish a whole, new bacteria. But I'll typically do a half dose. And that way I'm not introducing a whole bunch of bacteria that's going to die or a whole bunch of bacteria that's going to kill off another part of my bacteria, causing a mini ammonia spike. Because do you know that, if you starve your bacteria, they'll die. So anyway, just some stuff to think about. Let me see what we got going on in chat real quick as I stare around. Hey, if you guys are interested in foam and sponge filters and stuff for smaller tanks, I can give you a site. I can get them pretty cheap. That's awesome, Angelo. Maybe you should make a video about what you have so people can see. Kevin, hey, welcome to the stream. Not a fan of the fine foam. I got one from Co-op and broke it down within a couple of minutes. Oh, I got one from Co-op and it broke down within a couple minutes. It probably got clogged. It comes from China. You in a church? Yeah, Jordan's Fish Room. Yeah, maybe I should give you guys a little church tour real quick. Part of this is, I'm here to do a little cleaning. I don't really want to be a cleaner guy, but my friends were like, hey, we own a church and it gets trashed, so they go clean it. But I'll show you this cool stained glass. Earlier I was playing the organ. So real quick note on the filters. Most everybody runs a power filter and it's got a regular intake. Since I have so many fry in all my tanks, number one. Number two, I like to provide extra space for bacteria to grow, and it's considered a high flow zone. So anyway, bacteria get a place to stay in that sponge. There's extra breakdown space, but I get a huge coarse foam, so it doesn't instantly get clogged. And then once in a while, I have to squeeze it out inside the tank. All that junk in there gets sucked up the pipe because it's a pre-filter sponge. Anyway, it gets sucked up the pipe, and then typically would go to clog my upper filter, where they have the polyfill, and then some of them have carbon in the middle. I take my carbon out because I have plants, and whatever organics are in the water, my plants actually need that, and the carbon would take that. So I think it's important for people, if you're on a planted tank, don't run carbon because your plants are going to need that organic stuff. But for me, what I do every once in a while is I like to clean the polyfill, and I just rinse it out in the shower, wipe all the stuff out. I don't like to disturb the bacteria too much in the sponge, but I do like to just make sure that I got flow, because 2 or 3 months those intake filters, they'll clog. Certainly shouldn't clog too quickly. But yeah, bottom line, course there, and pretty good. And then if you're clogging that, then the only option you got is to add more filtration, because maybe your fish truly are that messy, or you're like me and you run way more fish than you should in a fish tank. But my fish tanks, I think, to the best of my knowledge, are pretty much all triple filtered, and then I back up that filtration with plants. I back the plants up with, I would say twice the amount of wattage I should run for the plants I have, and it's in the right par. So yeah, everything on my tanks is cranked up, I'd say. Filtration cranked up, the amount of wattage going into the tank is cranked up, and I run a 12-hour light scheme as opposed to 8 hours or 10 hours. And I dial my watts up. So got plants to balance out everything else, and I got water changes, and then I got well, tonight I'll be adding C-Chem bacteria. So let me see if I'm missing anything awesome in chat. Okay, so Kevin says no matter how much you cleaned it, it just kind of caved in on itself. So I went down to Home Depot. I'm glad you brought that up the other day, and I bought this little pre-filter thing, and it's a pre-filter for a pond intake, you know, but it's small, you know, for their little, like, I don't know, 50-gallon in-ground pond. And I don't know, it wasn't very wide, you know, it's about that wide, and the spacing on it, it's an octagon. Anyway, so when I got home, you know, because I have a big chunk of foam that would, you know, cave in on itself, and basically, you know, that little intake that was there was like this big. Well, it was about, you know, that tall by really skinny. It's probably hard to see my fingers. Anyway, well, you know the intake. There wasn't enough intake there, and I thought that, you know, the sponge was clogging. So anyway, I got this big piece, and I just stuffed the intake into there. So now there's the really fine screen, well, the really fine plastic intake. Then there's this huger intake from the Home Depot. It's $3. And then there's a huge coarse foam surrounding that huge intake, and that allows there to be a huge surface area, not of foam, but of, you know, basically the plastic grate. Now the problem is because the foam and the big plastic piece would want to slide down all the time. When I put it up there, I had to stick a hole through the little pipe where the power filter's intake is, and I stuck a zip tie at an angle going down, and that's what goes through the foam, goes through the plastic, goes through the pipe of the power filter. Yeah, and it holds everything in place. So poked it through with sewing little, I don't know, grandma's knitting needle. How about that? That's what I poked it through there with. And it works out. So anyway, maybe I should make a filter video, show you guys how I do it. I got happy fish, but I over filter. Coarse is the way to go. I'll run the fine stuff, but only on huge spun filters when I want to polish water. It is poly filter floss. Yeah, Kevin, that's a great point. You can't run the fine stuff in the beginning. I mean, you got to filter out the crap with a big surface area, and then run the poly. I think one of my favorite tanks is a ground filtered tank or under gravel filter. So the water hits the gravel, goes through it, rises up into a power filter, right? And so instead of having an intake on the power filter, the intake on the power filter is the up pipe from the gravel filter, if that makes sense, or the under gravel filter. Anyway, so once it hits that power filter, there's no carbon in there. I took it out, but there's the polyfill batting on a sheet that I made, and I just stick it in there. And I'll tell you what, it almost never gets anything up there. But it's a polisher. I mean, once in a while it gets a nice film of bacteria and overflows. But it doesn't really get the actual brown stuff. That my one power filter that has no foam on it, that's why I went out and bought foam today, so I could foam up. Went to Goodwill the other day, real quick, super cool note. Went to Goodwill the other day, spent $10, got about $150 worth of heaters and filters. And so, yeah, that's why another reason I had to get the $2.50 foam I got, so I could power up another filter. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I got 4 heaters. I got the Eheim 250 watt monster. I got a 200 watt Eheim 200 watt monster. I got 250 watt heaters. I got a 75 watt heater. I don't know if they work. I have to clean them first. I got I forget, but it's a large current filter, and then I got a second, it's the medium of another one, says like, up to 30-gallon tank, and the other one says up to 20-gallon tank. I'm going to put the 20 on a 10-gallon tank. The one that said up to 30, I'm going to add that as a supplement to a 30-gallon tank that's already fully foamed and fully filtered. Anyway, you guys, I should probably get back to work here. Just super fun to see everybody swing by my stream and say hi. But yeah, Kevin, hey, I definitely want to chit-chat with you more about the water polishing and filtering, because I think the more people talk about filtering, the better job they do about filtering, the better job they do about getting bacteria set up in their filter. Then the bacteria starts to do an even better job of filtering. And then you have what I call a high-grade super filter. That's what I run, because I use bacteria, and I don't use, well, I use biological and mechanical. I don't use chemical, I guess, is what people would say. Carbon. Or is that elemental? I don't know. But I don't run carbon. My plants do that for me. Plants run in light. I won a prize from Multi-Tank Addiction. I'll make a video when I get it. That sounds cool. That's like clap my hands cool if I wasn't holding my phone. Angelo says, nice, I missed the giveaway. I did too. Man, a lot of people won. Man. Well, I didn't win. Bummer, bummer. I like the under gravel filter, but I feel they limit my playing capabilities. Yeah, I have one tank. Well, I have two tanks with under gravels. My 55 and my big 30. Thrift store finds are awesome, yeah. Subbed up to Kevin, killer. Angelo's tanks, nice. Happy face. LOL, no content, but thanks. Maybe someday. Yeah, I was going to say, there's some pretty awesome people in chat, so if you haven't subbed to people, I'd sub up. Definitely cool. I mean, the bottom line for me is the more people I meet and the more people I see doing cool stuff with fish, then the more I get to rock and roll. So, Aquarium Cop says, I love my under gravel. I totally dig it. You know, a lot of people talk about not gravel vac in their under gravels. And I will gravel vac. I turn my under gravel filter off, let things settle, and then I'll gravel vac 1/3. I don't know. I think I do it every 4-6 months or something. You know, just so I don't disturb the bacteria content. And yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to go in and gravel vac more than that. Even though I like to have bacteria everywhere in my tank, I don't like to disrupt any more than 1/3. I think right now the way I have it, I hopefully all my bacteria are starving. Because anytime I look for ammonia, I think I'll get ammonia in my tank, and because I got flow, somebody absorbs it and eats it, and that's why I can't show it if I test for it, because my bacteria are, I mean, I guess if they were well fed, then I'd be able to show there was an ammonia in the tank. They're well fed, they're not eating it, But anyway, I like to think I have so much bacteria all over my tank that they're starving. And, anytime I get a little bit of ammonia here or there, they gobble it up and the number goes down to 0. So, anyway, just some stuff to think about. I went and got, as I said, I bought bacteria tonight. I'm going to add it into 12 tanks. With the C-Chem, I'm going to use a half dose. It says it's got anaerobic bacteria. I can't even say the other one. But yeah, non-sulfuric acid producing bacteria in and whatever. Yeah, I can't say the word. It's too late at night, lack of coffee. But yeah, anyway, 3 kinds of bacteria. The ones that live in oxygen, the ones that live in a non-oxygen environment. the word I can't say, so now I'll feel lame. If anybody can say the word, just type it in text and prove me to be lame. Thanks. Brain fart, lack of coffee. Anyway. Planting, not playing capabilities. Oh, planting. Yeah, I guess that's true. I got some of my plants in little net pots, so I don't have to totally worry. And then my guppy grass, it tries to root, but yeah. I don't want to see what I'm running on one plug in my fish room, Jordan. Oh, you don't want to see. I run a full gaming room on one plug, LOL. Got a gaming PC too. Man, loading. I agree on gravel vacuum too much. I like bent theory. LR breast theory. River bottom doesn't get vacuumed, although floods and suck so pure. Yeah, although floods and suck so. Get it right. It says, Dan, you streaming after work if gods don't zap you on the way out. That is. You know, I tell people I always feel like my feet should catch fire coming into a church with some of the things I do. Ooh, I can't believe I said that. But anyway, tell them luckily I play with fire so much, even if they caught fire, I wouldn't notice. But, yeah, I tell people I go to church every week. Doesn't make me religious. So, but I religiously go to church. But I tell people I get paid to go to church, so other people are like, I get dividends in heaven. I'm like, great, great. I just go clean. So, but I enjoy my job. I get to get reminded of why people built this beautiful building. And people built this beautiful building to remind themselves that you shouldn't be selfish and self-centered. And I think that's really what this building really means. You know, if you break it down into words, it kind of means you should think about others. And if you get a chance, you should help others. And I think that's why I love to come to work here, is because I get reminded every time I come into this building that I need to be, hucking a chicken sandwich at a homeless guy somewhere or giving a coat. I was talking to a gentleman on the street the other day, a real big guy that he knows me from last year. And while I was out on the street, you know. But the bottom line is, a guy came up to me and he's like, hey, man, you got a jacket? And I'm like, no, but I'll have to get you a jacket. And he goes, well, I think I'm a 2X now. And I says, cool, man, what size shoes you wear? And he said, 9.5. And I was like, cool. I says, let me see what I can dig up at the Goodwill. So I'm pretty sure I'll have to go to the Goodwill and maybe spend $6 on a bum. Breaks my heart, you know. And I'm not sure when I'll get to see this guy again. It might take a week or two, but I'll see him. And I'll get to hopefully give him a jacket. And and I get reminded when I come to a place like this that, maybe I guess, in about two or 3 weeks, I'll get to tell you guys about me finding I can show you guys the 2X jacket that I find in the pair of shoes. I can't necessarily show you guys me giving it to him. But a pretty rough cut homeless dude. Yeah, definitely cool. So, he thought I was getting into it with a guy a while back, and he was all, hey, not a mess around kind of street guy. It kind of scares me a little. I would never want to mess with this guy, But yeah, homeless guys are not, this guy is not he's probably more animal than homeless guy. Anyway, now I'm way off track. But the bottom line of this building, I get reminded of, is that I need to help other people. And that's why I think I like people that come to the fish family, is they maybe come here and post videos about how they're doing awesome things with their fish. And then I get to learn how to have awesome fish. And I get awesome people. I think everybody watching my streams got to be pretty awesome. Well, either they're pretty crazy to watch a crazy guy like me sitting in a church talking about fish at 4 in the morning. I don't know if I said that to people, I'd be like, maybe I need to get my head examined. But you guys are the one listening, so maybe you're just as crazy as I am. Hopefully it's all crazy about fish. Anyway, let's see what I'm missing in chat real quick. I should flip this around. Do, 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 do. There's some of my music. All right, you guys, I got to run. Enjoy your day, everybody. Thanks, Angelo. Got to go eat. Haven't eaten much in the past 3 days. Jordan, that's not good. You know, if you don't feed some of your fish for 3 days, I'm sure they're toast. Gotta be nutritious. I know my fish eat better than I do, which kind of sucks. They eat, you know, Walmart shrimp. Gotta run. Great chatting. I'll be around. Kevin, thanks for joining in my crazy stream. Yeah, we're all nuts. LOL. Yeah. I'm trying to see what that is. The ghost, the alien, the angelfish, and the wind cloud. Excellent, excellent. All right, you guys, let me give you the quick little tour of the beauty and the place in which I get to come clean. It's horrible to have such a job in the middle of the night and get to come to such a great space. Space was built in the 1930s. So once again, like I said, people could get together and figure out how to think about something other than themselves and something other than being selfish and self-centered. I think it's strange that, you know, those kind of people only come to a place like this usually an hour or two a week and get their head straight. I just get grateful I get paid to come here and get my head straight. At least I'm not listening to some, well, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to say bad things about the gentleman that stands at the pulpit now, but he's with the New Age church, so it kind of gets crazy. I don't know about the New Age people. Think about JH Aquatics in the Virginia Islands live streamed on Wednesday, and St. John got hammered. Yeah. Kind of a bummer about them island people. Anyway, I just wanted to turn the camera around. Once again, I'm going to show you guys this. Yeah, it doesn't really do justice. That really incredible stained glass. So the only thing that's kept this stained glass nice is about 20 years ago. Well, I guess about 18 years ago, they redid all the stained, took all these panels apart, cleaned them, re-leaded them, recut the cane and put the glass back in. And then on the outside, they put plexiglass. So when people throw rocks at the building, then it doesn't shatter the glass. There's always vandals somewhere. It's terrible. But luckily we have cops somewhere, so that's why I'm grateful. So you can see somebody's name. I'm using the light shining through the glass from outside to get that nice little view. It's probably like a street light out there. But yeah, you can see the different colors. As I cruise up, there's the yellows and the greens and the reds and back to the yellows. And I'll have to come do a live stream here during the day because all these different colors totally get shot out. Because this glass is just, you know, nice, very incredibly done. I mean, this is stuff that you just don't get to see now. Even this stuff is all engraved with leaf patterns and just really beautiful, intricate stuff. It's really hard to see. And even over there, same once again, it's beautiful. Really hard to see leaf patterns. Really intricate. All right, y'all, I should probably run back to work, quit boring the snot out of you guys with my intricate glass. It has nothing to do with fish. Yeah, see, Jordan's like, screw this, I'm getting bored, I'm going now. I remember seeing a ghost in a church before. That was probably just me running around cleaning. Yeah, I haven't heard from JH since I was on the stream banning. Were you banning people? That sounds fun. I need to join you on that. Okay, going now. But Job's trolling. Meow. JH Aquatics is alive, but looks like the whole island is a wreck. He's the one that does Fish Fam News. Cool, cool. Alright, you guys, I'm going to have to bail and get to work. So I'm thankful everybody could join me and get bored in the middle of the night. You guys keep it awesome. Say your goodbyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm about to push the button. Anyway, bottom line, whoever's still listening, thanks for joining in. Yeah, I'm outro. Catch my next video soon.